It's what I believe in. I mean, as corny as cliche as that could sound. I think that we were called to be stewards of this earth, stewards of the land, stewards to each other. It's so rewarding to pass the torch from one land steward to the next. So my name is Reese, and I'm based out of Montrose, Colorado, which is located in western Colorado. It's what we call the pretty side of the state. And I work for a company called Eagle Land Brokerage, and I sell and manage ranch properties. I got licensed in 2016, and so did some residential there for a little while, and then I started with Eagle Land Brokerage in 2018. So going on, let's see, that would be about 6.5 years. There's quite a bit of transition that happened when going from residential to farm and ranch. The learning curve in that process is immense. And so that process was huge. And there was a lot in the intensity of education and just surrounding myself with people that had vast amount of knowledge around that. Another big aspect of that was Realtors Land Institute, and being a part of that organization that got me partnered with other ranch brokerages and other ranch brokers that have been instrumental in facilitating that transition, moving into the farm and ranch realm. It's like a whole other business all on its own. Something I take pride in is my work ethic. My parents raised me to work, and that's all I've done all my life is work. And I enjoy my work. Without being cliche, I am passionate about my work and what I do, and I put a lot of energy, and I'm very intentional and personable in what I do. And I think that's something that I can hang my hat on and take pride in is that how intentional I am, how personable I am with my clients, and the work ethic. So I think that's a big part of selecting a broker and finding somebody to work with. You're looking for more than just a sales guy who's going to facilitate a transaction, high five, move on to the next client, just to make a sale. For a client, whether you're buy side, it's more than a sale to them, and it should be more than a sale to you. I think that understanding and that personableness in the realm of buying or selling a ranch means a lot to people, and I think that's where I can step away and be more than a salesperson. Do sales when I need to do sales, be a friend when I need to be a friend, be a counselor when I need to be a counselor, whatever it may be. Adjusting and adapting to the situation to meet the client's need, I think is a huge aspect and what helps set me apart personally in a deal. What I believe sets Eagle Land apart is one of the biggest things is how focused we are in the area that we represent. A lot of these other brokerages, ranch brokerages, they're multiple states, multiple brokers, chasing every deal under the sun. One thing we've kind of focused on and created our business around is being a mile deep and an inch wide in our services. And so with that, we serve a few counties, and we focus heavily on our knowledge and understanding of all the aspects of farm and ranching in that circle of competency. And been doing that for 30 years, nearing nearly $1 billion in ranch sales. For the area that we cover and the amount of brokers that we have, which is small, it's unique, and it's a special place to be, as a broker, and a special place to be for our clients. We have two sister companies. They're branches of Eagle Land. LIS, which is Land Information System. It's a GIS mapping company, the software that we own. It's just, the value in that has been just unreal for clients that have hired us to do mapping for them. We've had ditch companies hire us for mapping. Multiple different companies come out and ask us to do this very detailed map on their property or on the ditches or water rights, whatever it may be. And that coupled with Ranch X, which is our management, project, land kind of development side of the business. Just a huge added service to our clients that, they want to create something special, and they buy a property, they have a vision for it. We map it out. We're able to create a comprehensive plan on an 11 by 17 piece of paper, and that from there, through Ranch X, execute on the plan. Specifically to specialize, I would say recreational hunting, properties, fishing properties are kind of like where I seem to do the most transactions or be a part of the most. And so it seems to be my window or my lane that I operate in at the highest level. I've always had an interest in wildlife. It's what I spent my entire life doing. It's what I grew up in. And it was just a natural progression into that, even though I did a lot of things before real estate. Worked for different companies, I did construction, I did a lot of different things. It's interesting how I'm able to utilize every little piece of things that I've done along the way now under one roof with Ranch Real Estate. I never could have forecasted that I would be here doing what I do 10, 20 years ago. It's not the biggest one I've ever done, but definitely the most memorable ranch deal. It was a place called Esperanza Ranch in Colburn, Colorado. It wasn't a big ranch. I think it was just over 400 acres, but it had a lot to it for the size. I mean, it had grazing permit, I think 3 houses, mineral rights. There was 11 wells, 3 well pads. It had irrigation. It had some timber. It was a true working ranch, family owned for 50 years. Equipment. It was a real deal in the early part of me doing ranch real estate that was just kind of solidified what I was doing and what I was moving into with ranch real estate. And it was one of those deals that it just came together from the day. I remember this like it was yesterday. We sat at a kitchen table and shook hands over terms of the deal with the buyers right there on the ranch, and that was a Sunday night. The next morning I wrote the deal up. Friday we closed on that. Everything, equipment, minerals, grazing permit, like I said, multiple houses, all that, 5 days. 5 days. I've done some personal deals for myself and for my family. One, I guess the one that I'm super excited about that just is really recent is the purchase of this place, actually. So my wife and I bought a ranch in what the area we call Bostock Park. It's right near the national park. Just a great piece, great location. Very fortunate that we were able to make the purchase to buy it. And we ended up naming it after that was called the South Rim Ranch. And the reason we named it that and actually designed the logo for the property off that is we sit right at the foot of the south rim of the Black Canyon and backs up the BLM. It's a really, really dynamic piece of ground. And it's got just a really beautiful vacation cabin on it. And we rent that thing to people that come to visit the area and is super excited about having guests in it that just maybe their first time here, to see this and to see the infamous Black Canyon, which is one of my favorite places for a national park. It's very dog friendly. It's underrated. It really is. The Gunnison River that runs through it, East Portal, Morrow Point, Crystal Reservoir, all that encompasses the Black Canyon is right here. And so we just love that we invested into a place that means a lot to us. And so, yeah, that was a recent purchase, and we've really enjoyed owning it. And we plan to do a lot to it. We're going to kind of do the Ranch X thing with the property, build new roads, build new fences, build ponds, build habitat, just improve the property and take what I would basically counsel with a client on the Ranch X side to do with the place to build equity and value and long-term potential for our family, going forward. I'm gonna give myself the counsel and go do those things. Map it out with LIS and execute. So a little bit about my family and my hobbies. Well, of course, I said earlier that I love to hunt and fish. That's easy. Pretty much anything outdoors. I am down for doing and trying. My latest venture was a dirt bike. Kind of went down that rabbit hole, bought a dirt bike, went like 3 times. I enjoyed it, but I just love being outside. I love being in the mountains. just looking forward to season changes and the different things that brings with living in Colorado, from skiing to hiking to mountain biking, even dirt biking, fishing, hunting. It's just like every season change opens up a new opportunity to do something, within that recreation outside. And I want to do it all. And I really, really enjoy that. As for my family, Allie, my wife, and then we have our dog Watson, which is like our child. We take him. He does everything with us too. We take him everywhere. We love to travel. I say that's like our together hobby. We travel together. We really love to go explore new places and see new things. We'll kind of pick new destinations on a map that we've never been and just road trip it with the three of us and go check it out. We got a few places we like to return to, like Jackson and Yellowstone, big places for us. We try to go, it seems like almost every year. But there are places we like to get out and check and go that we haven't been to, and there's a bunch of places on the list. We love national parks. We love going and visiting national parks, and we've been checking them off our list and going to new ones and doing different things like that. And so we've only been married 6 years. We have no kids, like I said, but we do have the dog, who's like our child. So that's in the future, and we're excited about that. And especially, like I said earlier, about owning the ranch and having that to pass on to our kids and to build that with them and enjoy that with them. And so I think it's exciting to have that in the future to look forward to. And I would say this work is very fulfilling for me because it's what I believe in. I mean, as corny as cliche as that could sound, it really is. I think that we were called to be stewards of this earth, stewards of the land, stewards to each other. And there's the core of this country and this world that all is built on the land. And something I say all the time, and somebody else probably said it and I'm copying them, but while underneath it all is the land, above it all are the people. And I firmly believe that. And it's so rewarding to pass the torch from one land steward to the next, and to be a part of that, and to be a part of that, not just the transfer process, part of the process of the stewardship side of it. And to be a land steward yourself is immensely rewarding. I think that at the basis of that, and being involved in real estate from the brokerage side to the other sides of the business, I think helping people fulfill their dreams and in land and watching that grow, it's just, there's nothing better than that, in my opinion. As much work as this job is, it doesn't feel like it at times because of the enjoyment that you get from the labor.